Hey guys, it's Justin again with another Gundam review. This is the 1-to-144 G-Self from the new Gundam series. I'm not going to try to pronounce it because I can't. I haven't seen any episodes of this series yet. I've been watching Build Fighters instead, so I think when this is all wrapped up, I'll watch it straight through and see how I feel about it. But I like a lot of the designs that are coming out of it. Not all of them, but a good chunk of them. So I was kind of on the fence at first about the design of the G-Reco, or not the G-Reco, but the G-Self. It looked really funky to me in the first couple of screenshots that they showed, and it was mostly just like weird angles and stuff like that they showed the suit at. But the more I saw it, and the more I saw pictures of the kit, the more I kind of fell in love with it, and I really actually do like the design a lot. It kind of makes me think a little bit of the Strike. It reminds me a lot of the Strike, but with a lot of like little 00 elements here and there, and the V-fin kind of makes me think of Age, which I'm not really a fan of Age, but I did like the Age one normal, so kind of a bonus there. But like even the little circle things on all the joints make me think of like the Exia with the GN condensers and stuff like that, the chest. And then all the configurations definitely make me think of Seed. So I don't know, I kind of think that's where this suit is headed. Is it's going to be very much like the Strike, where there's going to be a lot of variants, and we're going to get a lot of different versions of it. The Exia got a lot of that treatment too. So, but anyway, I picked this up and I snapped it. And before I go any farther into this review, I'm going to say I was prepping this kit for paint. And I kind of got very overzealous when it came to widening peg holes and stuff like that. So as far as the fit is concerned on this kit, it's not really any indication of what the kit's going to be like if you buy it and don't mess with it. So before I get into this, I'm going to say this kit is very, very, very sticker heavy. Like, this is the sticker sheet. All of these, and I believe some of these even, no, these aren't, or maybe they are for the head. And then like these are for the joints, these are for the knees, these are for the knees as well, these are for the feet, stuff like that. So if you don't plan on painting this kit, be ready to use a lot of stickers or bust out the Gundam markers, because you need to paint this kit. Or use the stickers. There's not a lot of color separation going on, and I was a little disappointed by that, but I mean, I guess keeping it within a budget, this is kind of what they have to do. So, but that said, the kit itself looks really nice. It's got a very unique design to it. Like I said, I see a lot of influence from a lot of other things, but it definitely has a shape of its own. I can't say a lot for the backpack. But it's pretty nicely articulated. And this is where we're going to start encountering problems with what I've done to it. I've basically widened everything, so all this stuff just kind of falls off. I'm pretty sure if I shake it a little bit, the face will fall off too. So, and there's not very many gripes I have with this kit, outside of some of the construction's a little funny. Like the leg section is kind of weird. So if you're going to paint again, you're going to need to do a little bit of masking. You're definitely going to have to mask the head. I'm still trying to figure out ways around that, and I've come up with nothing. But again, it's a solid kit. So your head is on the standard double ball joint where you can move it up and down, you can spin it around, all that good stuff. If I can keep the face on, you can see that it does in fact spin all the way around. The little V-fin doesn't get in the way. Arm is on your new style shoulder joint where the peg is on the shoulder. And then there's a poly cap inside here that keeps the arm separate so you can move them independently from one another. As you saw, that actually has nothing to do with my fitting, my fiddling or anything like that. That actually just popped off on its own. So maybe secure that with a little bit of glue, if I can get that back on there. The elbow, kind of a measly 90, not a whole lot out of that. I'm sure there's something you can do to modify that and get a little more out of it, but straight out of the box you're not going to get very much. If you play with it you'll get a little more, not very much. And that's mostly because of the way the armor fits around it. And look, this stuff is just falling apart. We're going to leave the face off for now. The wrist is your standard wrist, full 360, all that good stuff. Get the full spin under the shoulder as well. The waist looks like it has a little bit of articulation, but not really a whole lot, just a little bit of rocking back and forth. A little bit of side to side. Your skirts move independently if you cut them. I'm pretty sure I did that. The back skirts don't move, side skirts are on like a little bit of poly cap, but they don't get very much movement because of this chest piece here. Legs go up pretty far, legs go back about that far, out almost 90. You get a little more than a 90-degree bend at the knee, and you get the full rotation at the ankle. The ankle guards are on that little side poly cap, or the side peg thing, which looks kind of weird, but you get way more mobility out of it than if you were to have, have it on both sides. But like I said, it's a neat little kit. If you don't plan on painting it, you're probably not going to have that much trouble with it. But if you are going to paint it, I wish you the best of luck. There's lots and lots of masking to be done. There's lots of little color separating and mods and stuff you're probably going to want to do to make this thing look really good. But I've seen a couple really nice looking ones, even without modifications. I've seen a couple of really nice paint jobs on it. So, as far as accessories, you're going to get 3 hands. So you're going to get 2 standard hands and 1 trigger finger, which the trigger finger looks really nice. I'm really pleased with the way that looks. You're going to get a shield, you're going to get the gun, and you're going to get a flight pack, which not too enthusiastic about. It reminds me a lot of the Ale pack, which I really like, but it also has like the F91 thing going on with the back, which is a huge gripe. If you can see that, there's a seam line that runs down the middle of that, and I'm not looking forward to cleaning that seam line because it's 2 halves that sandwich together and then you plug it into the back piece here, and I thought that was a little lazy on Bandai's part. They could have done a lot better with that. But it pegs right in, it fits really nicely, and once it's in, it looks fine. It's got a really neat rotation kind of thing. I don't want to say it's a gimmick, but the wings don't move together. You gotta move each one independently, but that's fine. And it looks pretty nice. Same thing goes for the gun. You just swap the hands out, and he holds the gun just fine. You can, move his arm around a little bit and get some neat looking poses out of him. And the shield just kind of slides on and locks into place using friction rather than using the peg system. So there's no pegs or anything on the backs of the arms, which surprisingly works pretty well. It's one of the better iterations of this I've seen, because when Bandai doesn't put a peg in something, it's generally very hit or miss. So this works out well, even though the shield is incredibly plain looking. Not really a fan of how boring it looks. Another thing is these little pod things, whatever they are, on the legs also rotate full 360. I think that's pretty much it. Again, it's a really nice kit. I enjoyed it. It was a really interesting build. For 1,600 yen, right now it's about $15. A little more than $15. I'd say you're getting your money's worth, especially if you don't go overboard like I did. That's why you don't talk on the phone and build Gundams. But again, it's a solid little kit. It's really cool, and if you like the show, I recommend picking it up. If you like the design, I recommend picking it up. But if you're just looking for something to grab, not really going to recommend it. It's just, if you're into this kind of design, I guess. So that's all I got for this time, guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Later.